In a small, weathered village nestled between the hills and fields of golden dust, lived a poor but sincere man named Hassan. His home was no more than 4 cracked walls and a roof patched with old cloth and dua. The wind crept through the windows in winter, and the heat made the clay floor burn in summer. But inside that little home, there was always warmth, not from wealth, but from contentment and faith. Hassan was a baker. Each day, he rose before the adhan of Fajr, lit a small fire with twigs and dry leaves, and began kneading dough with hands calloused from years of quiet labor. His wife, Nazia, would shape the dough into round, flat loaves while humming softly. A familiar sound, one their child had long associated with comfort. He would then take the 10 or 12 loaves he managed to bake and walk to the village market. He sat quietly in the corner of the market selling each loaf for just a few coins, barely enough for lentils and rice to last them the day. Despite their poverty, Hassan never complained. He said,
"Our Rizq is like the rain. It comes from the sky at the time when Allah wills. I only plant the seed."
One hot afternoon, as the sun began to sink and the clay walls glowed with orange light, Hassan sat down with his family to share the last 3 loaves he had saved from the market. They were dry now, not soft like in the morning. But Nazia smiled and tore the bread, dipping it in a bowl of olive oil they had stretched through the week. Just as Hassan lifted a piece to his mouth, there came a knock at the door. He opened it to find a dust-covered man, clearly a traveler. His lips were dry, his clothes worn, and his hands trembled from hunger.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam.
Traveler said,
I was on my way to the next town when I lost my batch of coins. I haven't eaten since morning. Could you spare me some bread? Just one piece.
Hassan looked back at the small loaf on the mat, then at the eyes of his child, who was still waiting to eat. His heart clenched. He thought, this is all we have. But then he remembered the hadith the beloved Prophet
Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam
said, when a guest visits a person, he brings his own sustenance, and when departing, he becomes a means of forgiveness for the host's sins. Meaning, whatever a guest eats, it is actually his own sustenance. He turned back to the man and smiled.
Please, come in.
The stranger sat on the floor with them. Hassan tore the bread in half and gave it to the traveler. His child saw him silently, but not with sadness. They had seen this before. Their father's generosity was like their roof, stretched thin, but always enough. The traveler ate slowly, gratefully, whispering,
Alhamdulillah,
after every bite. When he finished, he looked up at Hassan and said,
You don't know me, but I want to forget this. I work with a merchant who just opened a bakery in the Tanihad. He's looking for someone honest and skilled. I will tell him your name. If Allah wills, he will come.
Hassan nodded, not thinking much of it. The man left, and Hassan tucked his child into bed, stomach still aching with hunger, but heart full of. 3 days passed. Then, one morning, a finely dressed man on horseback arrived at Hassan's door.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaykum assalam.
a traveler you helped told me of your skill and honesty. I need someone to supply bread to my shop. I'll pay you double the market price, and I'll send wood and flour to your home daily."
Hassan's eyes filled with tears. He looked at the old oven in the corner, the same one he once wished he could replace. He looked at his child, still sleeping, and at his wife, who had never once asked him for more than he could give. He whispered,
Alhamdulillah. Ya Allah.
You sent a guest, and through him, you sent our rizq.
And that night, though their meal was simple, their hearts overflowed with gratitude for the one who provides in the most unexpected ways.